in order to be successful out of this, you got to take away the millions that you've already earned and act like you're dead broke right now.
Agent Power Huddle is a daily jumpstart, giving you all the tools you need to create an amazing real estate career. Led by top experts in the field, you'll learn how to sell more houses in less time while creating the life you want. Welcome to the Agent Power Huddle.
All right. Welcome, everyone. I'm glad to be with you today. My name is Barry Overton, coming to you from Denver, Colorado, and excited to share today's Monday mindset on the Agent Power Huddle. And what I was thinking about the topic for today is actually on Friday that it kind of came to me, and it was through a mentorship of me mentoring this young up-and-coming agent that really inspired this because of his sense of urgency in regards to growing his business, and what he's been doing in the past and who he's been doing it with was really something that was holding him back, is his own words of what he felt was messing. And, being able to work with him over the past few months and seeing the developments in his business really just are a great example of a sense of urgency. And I'm going to share his story when we get towards the end of this call today. But I want to talk about, creating success and running after your goals and attacking your goals with a sense of urgency, and how that can make such a huge difference in your business and how it grows and how quickly it grows and the momentum that is created around it. The thing about it, we always start our year with new goals for the upcoming year. And obviously, in most instances, we're giving ourselves the whole year. We're giving ourselves the 12-month period to be able to reach those goals. And, and I've had the pleasure of being around people that hit their goals in half the time, or hit their goals in a quarter of the time. Now, you may think, well, maybe they set their goals too low. No, they were pretty lofty goals for even a year. But what they did is the practices that they put in place and the urgency that was created around it just expedited the success and the results around it. So really being able to operate with a sense of urgency is it's a mindset. It's something that starts with your thinking. And one of my favorite quotes from one of my mentors is, successful people create the conditions in their mind in order to succeed. What that means is, Michael Jordan was notorious for this. You can create in your thinking something that ignites something inside of you to make you move faster, to make you move towards your goals. And just kind of give you an example with Michael Jordan, there were multiple. If you ever looked at The Last Dance, it's the 10th series documentary on the Bulls and their final season, but it kind of talks about their whole dynasty. And one of the biggest takeaways that I took from that is you could see at different points in Michael Jordan's career where he took a situation that happened, and whether it was true or not, he took that situation and used it as a motivating factor to get him to an end result that he was looking for. And there was one instance where there was a rookie that had an amazing game against Michael Jordan, and he told his teammates that this rookie had made a statement basically saying, at the end of the game, he said, "Nice game, Mike," because Michael Jordan did not have his best game. He was off on that game, and this rookie had the best game of his career. And he said that the kid said, "Nice game, Mike," in a condescending way when he walked off the court. Well, the thing about it is, I think this kid scored roughly 40 some odd points. I can't remember the number exactly, but the following game, they were actually playing again. It was the Washington Wizards that they were playing. And the following game, Michael Jordan scored the same amount of points by halftime. So he used it as a motivating factor of something that, this kid is not going to show me up. I'm the king, the legend of the NBA and of basketball. And so he used that as a motivating factor. Where years later, it came out, it was actually in The Last Dance, where the person that was interviewing him asked him, did this rookie actually say what he said he was said? And Michael said, nah, he didn't. He did not say that. But he created a condition in his mind to motivate him for that next game. And I can tell you there's so many counts of how he did that throughout his career. One of my mentors, Rod Smith, he played for the Denver Broncos, won 2 Super Bowls with them. He's the one who told me successful people create the conditions in their mind in order to succeed. So one of the things that he was notorious for when we were working together was he was already a multimillionaire, but he was working, when he retired from the NFL, he started a brand new business. And he told himself, in order to be successful out of this, and his mentor told him this as well, you got to take away the millions that you've already earned and act like you're dead broke right now in order to create new millions within this company. And that's really what he did. So he kind of created, there used to be this show that came on Inside the NFL, and they had a segment on it. I remember the show, and Rod and I are about the same age, and he used to talk about, there was this segment called Where Are They Now? And it was always showing NFL players after retirement. And in many instances, they had lost their money, and they were, some of them were homeless. Some of them were in really bad situations. So the condition that he created in his mind is, if he didn't build this business, that everything that he had was going to be taken away from him. And he was going to be on it, even though the show doesn't even exist anymore, he was going to be on this show, and everyone was going to know he lost it all. And for him, that was a motivating factor that made him build with a sense of urgency. And not only did he create, millions for himself, he helped other people, create millions of dollars in that same business. So that was really a way of thinking, and something that I learned early on in my business career, of understanding how you have to be able to create those conditions in your mind. Another area for working with a sense of urgency, especially, I'm going to talk about it from a real estate perspective, is the adaptability to the market. We have probably never had to be more adaptable than we have in the last 2 years. Because 2 years ago, we were in a market where it was a crazy seller's market, and it was a frenzy. And we had to adapt to that. We had to figure out how to be able to get our buyers under contract and how to make them to compete with different offers that were coming in. And all of a sudden that changed with interest rates going up. And we've seen what the adaptability looks like. Some people were unable to adapt. There are agents that we knew 2 years ago that are no longer in the business right now. There are agents that, as these changes were happening, were kind of sitting on the sidelines trying to figure out, what do I do to make these changes, or even complaining about the changes. But then there were agents that said, you know what? The writing's on the wall. I can see the forecast of what's happening. These interest rates are going to continue to go up. So what am I going to do to adjust to make sure that the business that I had in 2021 continues in 22 and 23? And they made the pivots, they made the adjustments along the way, and some of them even before all the changes occurred. And I can tell you, there are people within my organization right now here at EXP that made more money than they made in 2020. Some of them made the most money they've ever made in real estate. And it was because they pivoted. They made the adjustments along the way, and their business accelerated. So again, having that adaptability and realizing that we're in an industry where it's always changing. There's always fluctuation, and we have to be able to make those pivots along the way. And those that can do that, those that can see the writing on the wall and do something about it in the moment, before the moment, are going to be the ones that have a great deal of success. And it's going to seem like, man, everyone else is still, kind of talking about the issue, but all of a sudden you see these people that are just accelerating in their business because they're doing something about it, and they started doing something about it months prior to that. So being able to have that adaptability. And then another thing I think that is very important, especially if you're a team lead or if you're part of a group, is creating a culture of urgency within your organization, creating that culture from the top down, getting people to understand that sense of urgency. That's why I'm here today. I'm hoping, I see some of my team members that are on here, and I'm hoping that this message resonates, because I can tell you that it's so easy to get caught up in social media. You go to monthly meetings and everyone is kind of complaining about what the market is doing or how difficult the market has been. I can tell you, I have not one complaint about the difficulty of the market. Because again, I look at it as, I know that it's going to change. That's what the markets do. There's an ebb and flow to it. And I have to be able to ride the wave as that ebb and flow occurs. So I look at it in a very different way. And so I want to get my team members, and I want to get even people that are not my team members, just people around me that are in real estate, to be able to see those same adjustments that are needed, those same changes that must be made in the industry of just, the ebbs and flows. And while we're talking about that, I'm going to just kind of pause for a minute, just to ask the question, does this resonate with anyone right now, just in regards to your business of, again, we're seeing right now, I've been telling my team constantly, probably 3 months ago, that 2024 is going to be a massive year. And I still totally believe that. And it's already starting. Are you seeing the changes? Are you seeing the adjustments in the market right now? Just by show of hands, you can hit the icon to raise your hand, or you can raise your hand if your camera is on. Are you seeing those changes that are happening in the market? Okay, I'm not seeing anything, but I'm sure that you guys are seeing the changes. And the reason, all right, I'm with you, Monica. And I know, again, one of the perfect example of someone, Monica Graves, who went up $6 million from 2022 to 2023. And I know this is one of my coaches. I know, with her business, she was looking at the writing on the wall, and she said, I'm going to do something about it, before it gets here. And that's really, she's a prime example of being able to do that. But the beauty of it is, we're getting ready to see a very, what was very challenging in 2023, we're going to benefit from it in 2024, because the writing is on the wall. The forecast has been out. Now, we don't have a crystal ball, but I feel pretty confident in the conversations that I'm hearing about interest rates going down. And this is a prime opportunity right in this moment, even though they haven't really gone down to what is expected. This is the perfect time that I'm telling buyers they should be purchasing right now, because if you want to be able to take advantage of the big boom that occurs if and when those interest rates do go down, say mid-summer or so, how about buying now and being able to see the value of your property go up? And then those people that are waiting, there's going to be, so I'm looking right now for the early adopters, the people that see the opportunity and want to take advantage of it. When we get into, let's say we get to 5.5% interest rates. Well, now we're going to be looking at the early majority and the late majority, and those folks that now want to take advantage of, okay, the interest rates are down, this is go time for me. And they're going to have their own challenges. We had challenges in 2023 of not being able to move properties. These buyers are going to go back to a place of 2020 and 2021 of the more competitive offers. And we're going to be as agents, probably, not winning all of our bids. But again, we're going to be in a market where we know what's happening, how to best coach our clients in regards to being the winning offer as they're putting offers out there. So again, it's the preparation for what's to come. And as a realtor, as the professional, it's our job to be able to coach and prepare our clients for that before it gets here. So that's really, again, having that adaptability to the market. And then again, sharing that with your team, sharing that with your associates around you. Some of you may have been on some of the assumable loan trainings that I was doing. One of the main reasons I did that is because I realized that the more agents that know and understand and embrace the idea of assumable loans, the more business we can all do as a whole. Because the biggest challenge that I've run into with doing assumable loans for the past year and a half has been that a lot of real estate agents are unaware of them and how they work. And to be frank, I mean, a lot of times when we don't understand something, we tend to have a little bit of fear around it. And if we have fear around it, we avoid it. So it was very important to me to get people to understand that these are safe to do. Everyone is very well protected. They're not like the Schedule 2 type of loan. I don't touch Schedule 2, but I do assumables all day. So just getting other agents to understand the value in that. And we got about 13 minutes here, but I wanted to kind of use a story. I'm a big football fan. I know everyone is, right now probably watching football. And if you're a Taylor Swift fan, you've also probably become a football fan over these past couple of months. But there was something interesting that happened last night in the 49ers Lions game. There was a sense of urgency that we all had the opportunity to see it in action in the moment. And it was when the 49ers were down 24-7 at halftime. I mean, it looked pretty dismal. I mean, they probably played the worst half of football I think I've ever seen them play this year. And they came out with a sense of urgency because, again, the goal was right there in front of them. The goal of getting to the Super Bowl and becoming Super Bowl champions was right there. And they knew that they were allowing it to slip away from them. And the funny thing about urgency and the thing about, when the universe, when you're working in the right energy, how things will fall into place. There were plays that were made. There was a play where the ball bounced off of the Lions, the defender, his helmet, and into the hands of the receiver, which eventually led to, about 2 plays later, led to a touchdown that brought them 7 points closer to getting back into the game. Now, and I mean, there were some phenomenal catches that were made. So one of the things that I'm a big believer in is energy, and knowing that when you are working in the right energy and you're working with a speed, an accelerated speed, things seem to just fall into place. There's something called momentum. And it's talked about a lot in football, where you can have momentum in a game, and it's just like a snowball going down a hill that gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And as it continues to gain speed and get bigger, it becomes an unstoppable force. It's the same thing in your business. It's just getting started, and it's just believing in your own success and moving at a rate of speed where you create momentum that, again, your business really can't slow down. I've seen this just last year. Like I said, I had agents that doubled their revenue from the previous year, and they did it in a down market. So that's what you call momentum. And all they did is they put their head down and they said, you know what? I have goals, I have dreams that I'm trying to hit, and I am running for it. And that's exactly what they've been able to do. So the last area that I want to touch on is mentorship. I think with anything that we go out to achieve, we have to have the right guidance. We have to be in front of the right people to be able to achieve those goals. One of my favorite quotes from Tony Robbins is, if you want to be successful, find someone that has achieved the results that you want and copy what they do until you achieve the same results. Now, I love that because, again, he is telling us to be a copycat. See, in school, you would get an F if you were a copycat, if you copied someone else's paper. But in life and in business, it makes the most sense to go out and copy the success of others. And so with that being the case, mentorship becomes a very pivotal point in your business. Who is guiding you? Who is giving you the information to help you succeed? I can tell you, I have multiple mentors. I have multiple mentors just in my business. I have multiple mentors that mentor me on life, on the spiritual aspects of life, and so many different areas, because I want to, some of them don't even know they're mentors to me, really. But I'm always seeking more information in regards to how to become better. If I can become a better husband, I know I can become also a better businessman. If I can become a better father, I know it's going to help me in other aspects of life. So always seek, that mentorship. Get into rooms right here. I mean, this is an opportunity for me to be able to share with you. Some of you I have never met, but you show up for these, you look at the recordings of other folks that are doing these presentations, and you're receiving maybe just that one seed of information that is the thing that helps you to propel and ignite something inside of you. So always looking for that mentorship aspect of it. And then also, from a standpoint of being a mentor, there's many cases where people are going to seek you out. And if you're growing an organization or you're growing a team, when you're mentoring others, you're helping them, but you're helping you and your family as well by being able to do that. And that takes me kind of to the story that I started with a young man that I met about November of last year. He was with a different company at the time. He was very frustrated with number one, he didn't have guidance, he didn't have mentorship, and he had some amazing ideas. I think at the time, he had been in real estate about a year and a half. And I can tell you, I looked at his social media, I looked at his marketing, and we had conversations. And I told him, you were about 5 years ahead of most real estate agents. You're like a five-year real estate agent that has had success, but he didn't have the right guidance. So just since November, we've been able to work together. And at that time, I think last year he did about $2 million in sales at that time. He had closed 5 transactions for 2023. And he wants to be at 12 million this year. And I can tell you, from where he was in November to where he is now, he has a funnel full of clients, buyers and sellers. He's already closed a transaction this year and well on his way to hitting 12 million for the year, because the momentum started back in November just by, sitting down with me. We had conversations. He started implementing some different ideas that he had. I gave him some ways of how to do those things a little bit faster, working with some of the people that I work with, how they can take some of the things off of his plate that he was looking to do. And so now his business is growing and it's accelerating. And so the vision of going from 2 million in 2023 to hitting 12 million, and potentially, I honestly think more than 12 million in 2024, is now more of a reality for him, because a plan has been put in place to be able to do those things. And I can tell you the beauty of that, there's a transference of energy. And even though I'm the one that's mentoring him, he lit a fire under me, and he got me to thinking about, am I moving fast enough right now? Now, I have transactions that have just kind of fallen into my lap, and I know that it's because of the business and the energy and the efforts that I was putting in 3 months ago that the business is coming now. But I also told myself, okay, but I can't put put myself in cruise control because all this business is coming in. I need to go even faster to make more business come a month, 2 months, 3 months from now. So it was by working with this young man and seeing, I'm 55 years old, he's in his 30s. And so I'm looking at his energy of a 30-year-old that's excited about taking his business to a whole nother level. And I've adopted his mindset. Even though I'm the mentor, here it is, I'm adopting his mindset of a sense of urgency, because he told me when we met, 12 million was the number. 12 million is where he needed to be for 2024. And I adopted his thinking, adopted his goal, attached myself to his goal, and then realized, okay, that means that I need to move, even faster as well, in my own business. So what really gets me excited is just when you see it happening for people. And I know each and every one of you are, you could be in that place of, trying to figure things out for yourself, or maybe you're in that place of where the momentum is starting, or maybe you've even been to that place of, yeah, Barry, I know exactly what you're talking about. I've been there. I've seen it in action. And sometimes when we see it in action and it works, we take our foot off the gas. But remembering what that process was like, you can always re-engage it. So hopefully you're in that place right now of re-engaging or getting that aspect of your business started and really taking on a sense of urgency to build and grow. Because like I said, the stars are aligned for this whole idea of a sense of urgency right now, because I think we're going to see more buyers than what we saw in the last 2 years, just in this year. And the opportunity to make those buyers your buyers is right in front of you. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and close this out. It was a pleasure being with each of you today. As you can see, I'm really excited about 2024, and I'm excited for you. Even though I may not, personally know you, I know that if you're implementing some of these tools and doing some of these things in your business, you are going to see the success. So I look forward to hearing about those stories of your success throughout the course of the year. Thank you, everyone. You have a great rest of your day.
If you'd like more information or to get connected to the Agent Power Huddle, join our free Facebook group. This call was designed for the agents in our EXP organization, but open to any agent from any brokerage. If you're a guest and you're interested in learning more about EXP or our specific resources within the Agent Collective, reach out to the person who invited you to this call to get more info. Produced by the Agent Collective Media Network.